Oshkosh Today, your connection to events and organizations in the Oshkosh area.
Oshkosh Today is all about the great local events and organizations we have right here in our town, and we've got just that for you as we celebrate the start of a new season. UWO Theater is at it again with their latest production called Winter Fringe Theater, an evening of one acts. Spring has sprung, and with spring comes the Oshkosh Altrusa Club's Art in the Garden fundraiser and art sale. We meet our third finalist for the Friends of OCM Student Athlete of the Year Scholarship, Laura Benish from Oshkosh North. Parent Connection is gearing up for the event that is in honor of Child Abuse Prevention Month, the final Dancing for Little Stars. Get your baskets ready. The Waterford at Oshkosh is putting on an Easter egg hunt for the Oshkosh community. Check out the 14th annual Antique Appraisal Show from the Oshkosh Memorabilia Club for some unique and interesting items. Finally, our friends at Aurora are excited about a new tool they'll utilize to help patients dealing with heart issues on Focus on Health.
Oshkosh Today. Oshkosh Today is supported in part by the Friends of OCM and Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us on Oshkosh Today, your source for all of the awesome local events and organizations right here in your city of Oshkosh. I'm your host, Emily Mikowski, and we have a loaded show today as always, so we're going to go ahead and dive right into our first segment of the day. I'd like to welcome Brad Skonecki and Matt Nielsen here from UW Oshkosh Theater to talk about the latest production. And you guys have got to be so busy. I think you guys were just in on the last episode, the UWO Theater. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Definitely. We love to have you guys. And we're here to talk about a really unique production that we have coming up, and that is called Winter Fringe Theater, an evening of one acts. Mm-hmm. So maybe before we get into the major details, give us an overview of what exactly is unique about this specific production.
Well, it's student directors, all student directors. There's three of us, two of us are here, and we each have picked our own show, and we're putting it on with student designers, student costume, wardrobe, what have you, and student-driven, which is very nice to have. It gives us the experience, the opportunity to get the experience, which is definitely a great thing.
So it's like it's the real deal. You kind of get the whole experience as if there's no staff or no person there, watching over all of it.
Right.
Very
I mean,
cool.
They're definitely there to help.
Yes.
Which we need help. But it's under our control for the most part. So.
Very cool. So when is this show going to be going on?
March 10th till the 12th, so this Thursday up until Saturday.
Wonderful. So you've got a lot to do up until then, of course. And tell us about we were talking before we started recording about the different kind of stage. It's not in the usual location that you have the other major huge productions. It's kind of it's called the experimental theater. Tell us about that.
It's so basically it's a thrust stage instead of a proscenium stage, and proscenium is when the whole audience gets to kind of have the same perspective of what's going on in the show. It's all in front of you, kind of like a TV. Okay. Where thrust is all different perspectives from everyone in the audience, because not everyone is going to see the same exact spot as others, and so you might not see an actress's face at one point, but you see reaction sometimes rather than someone giving the dialogue.
Okay.
Right.
So the whole another added challenge to the whole thing. Let's talk about the plays. We've got 3 different plays. 2 of them are directed by each of you, and then of course the third, who is not here. Tell us about the plays. What are they and what are they about?
Well, do it in the order, I suppose. Mine is first. It's called A Number on the Roman Calendar. It's about a couple named Will and Marjorie in medieval times, the year 999, and they're a very pious couple, and they're on a hilltop awaiting Christ's second coming, and the wife is more concerned. She's very cold and very hungry, and so it's kind of a contrast between spiritual needs and human needs, and which one ends up winning out is in the end. So, and then it's interesting because the Pope ends up showing up, and it's more of a play on living in the moment as opposed to preparing for the future kind of thing. And it's definitely funny. It reads very funny. That's why I chose the piece. It's a comedy, and it's just a fun piece, and it's interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And what about yours?
My play is called Graceland by Ellen Byron. It is about two women, Bev and Rudy, who show up to Graceland 3 days before it opens. Both huge Elvis fans, and they're fighting over this who's going to go in first. And Rudy's kind of naive a bit, and Bev is kind of a mother basically. And it's two contrasting personalities just going at it to try to find out who's going in that mansion first. And it turns out being a heartwarming story about the two becoming friends and understanding each other's lives.
Oh my gosh, how fun. So very different plays that we're talking about. Give us a brief one about the third play.
The third one's called I Rise in Flame, Cried the Phoenix by Tennessee Williams. It is directed by Andrea Ewald. Okay. It is basically Tennessee Williams' tribute to D.H. Lawrence, one of the people who inspired him for his plays and his art. And D.H. Lawrence was a novelist and a poet who kind of was involved heavily in modernism, in that style of art. And basically it's his last moments of life before he dies of tuberculosis.
Wow. A wide variety, a little something for every taste in this evening.
Yep.
Was it difficult to select the plays? I mean, I feel like as a director, it would probably you got so many decisions to make.
Yeah, I would say it is, because you definitely want to love the piece you're doing. You definitely want to like it a lot. And so I read through many books and many pieces, and ended up picking a couple because we had to pick a few options. And I had like picked one I was all right with, and it was like I could do this. And then this one was like, oh, I really want to do this one. So I ended up doing the one I really wanted to do, which is nice.
Wonderful.
So,
Very cool. We got 1 minute left. So biggest challenge that you've seen so far as a student director in this experience?
I would say my biggest challenge is as a director, you can only open the door. They have to walk through it. So
very nice.
Yeah.
I like that. What about you?
I think taking the role of teacher, kind of, it's weird to finally be on the other side and directing people and helping them, guiding them to what we're looking for in a show.
Definitely.
And it's an interesting experience to do
of directing your peers a little bit.
Yeah,
must be an interesting experience. One more time before we close out is the times and the performance times and ticket information where we can get more information.
The shows are March 10th to the 12th. 7:30. And you can go to the box office at the Frederick March Theater on Algoma, and you can purchase your tickets there. $10 for seniors, adults, and alumni with Titan ID cards. $6 for Wisconsin students, and then $5 for Oshkosh students.
Wonderful. Well, and you can find more information on your website too about the theater department in general. You guys got a Facebook page, always updating it. It's awesome pictures and everything. So we're really looking forward to the performance. Best of luck in the final days of preparation.
Thank you so much.
And thanks so much for stopping by today.
Glad to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we're going to hear from the Oshkosh Altruistic Club about their upcoming event, The Art in the Garden. We'll be right back.
Want to know what it would be like to be a dinosaur? Be the Dinosaur is a groundbreaking fusion of state-of-the-art video game technology and traditional exhibits, featuring full-size dinosaur bones, a paleontology field station, a safari jeep, and more. Visitors of all ages can enter into the largest and most complex restoration of an extinct ecosystem ever created. Be the Dinosaur will be put on by the Oshkosh Public Museum from February 1st through May 16, 2016. For more information, check out oshkoshmuseum.org.
If you have expired or unused medication, don't flush it, pour it down the drain, or toss it in the trash. Safely dispose of unwanted or expired medications at the drug drop box located inside the Oshkosh Police Department. It's convenient and anonymous, safe and secure, and it's open to everyone 24/7. Drop off your prescriptions, over-the-counter drugs, pet meds, and more. Keep drugs out of the reach of children and out of our water supply. Dispose of unwanted or expired medications at the drug drop box. For more information, visit the Oshkosh Police Department website at oshkoshpd.com.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Thanks again for joining us. We have our second guest of the day in the studio, our good friend Cheryl McCarthy here from the Oshkosh Altrusa Club, and she is here to tell us all about their upcoming event called Art in the Garden. So first of all, Cheryl, I'd like to welcome you to the show and thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and we're here to talk about Art in the Garden, which is a really neat event. Maybe before we get into the details, give us just an overview of what exactly Art in the Garden is for those of us who don't know.
Art in the Garden is a show that Altrusa puts on every year. This is our 10th year, and it's a fine art show and sale. We have lots of artists from around the state that come and show their art and also have things for sale. It's April 9th and 10th, and it's at the Hilton Garden Inn in Oshkosh on 20th.
Wonderful. So coming up, you got about a month to plan for put it in your calendar and everything. And what's kind of different about this art show? This isn't like your typical show that you would go to and, you know, just view one kind of art.
Right. This is called a People's Choice art show, and the viewers that come in to see the artwork vote on their favorites. And so the pieces that get the most votes get the best prizes.
Fun. So it's competition.
Right. We've got about $3,000 worth of cash prizes this year.
Very cool. Any specific kind of art pieces that we'll be seeing at the show that we can kind of preview a little bit?
We have artists from all over the state bringing really unique things, really cool things this year. All kinds of paintings, oils, watercolors, pastels. We've got lots of different kinds of glass items, carvings, basketry, pottery, and of course jewelry.
Yes,
our
my favorite. I always say I'm always jealous of all your beautiful jewelry when you come into the show. So there'll be lots of that there available.
Right. All different kinds of jewelry.
And available for purchase too,
yes,
which is very
definitely.
unique. That
Definitely.
you don't go to a lot of art shows that you can, if you like it, you can take it home with you.
Right. It's not just a stuffy art show. It's somewhere you can go and find something unique and take it home as a gift for yourself or someone else.
Definitely. And before we started taping, you were telling me that you're doing a really innovative kind of artwork too that you're working on. And I don't know if you want to give it away yet, but so there's a lot of things that you won't see anywhere else at this show. You know, a lot of things that you're not going to find at the typical art show that you go to. So that's pretty unique. You don't get that everywhere.
Right, right.
Is there still the availability for artists that are interested in entering? Is there still that possibility?
Yes, we're still accepting applications, and all the entry information can be found on our website, altrusaofoshkosh.org.
Okay, perfect. Any other fun things happening at the show that we can look forward to?
Oh boy, we've got tons of stuff. We have a main raffle, and that's got $1,600 of cash prizes, and those tickets are on sale through the Altrusan organization. Okay. We also have items from our artists that will go on a raffle, and certificates from local businesses, that kind of thing. And because it's our 10th and our diamond anniversary, we're raffling a diamond pendant, which has been designed and created by one of our artists.
Oh my gosh.
And we'll have a harpist on Saturday, musical entertainment by this harpist. And on Sunday, we think we'll have a crowned dignitary in our midst.
Really?
Could be Chuck Lakefield, I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Well, there's a lot going on.
Yes, definitely.
Wow. So
It's not a stuffy art show. It's fun and family-friendly fun.
and open to anyone,
Right.
if you want to go.
Absolutely.
Is this what's the cost to go to
It's
this event?
free.
Free
It's
event.
free, right.
Wonderful. So no excuse not to go.
Correct.
High schools are involved in this show as well. Tell us about that.
Yes, we have the 3 high schools entered in competition with each other, and they have prizes also. And we have sponsors for those prizes, Beckett's, the Art House, and Horcon Bank.
Okay.
And so we're real excited that the high schoolers join us. And they are a fierce competition. They have some awesome artwork.
Oh, I'm sure of it, definitely. So a lot of things to look forward to, a lot of different art to do, to purchase and to view. What is this whole event supporting? Tell us a little bit about that. It's put on by the Altrusa Club. So what's behind it?
Right, Altrusa is an international organization, and we volunteer and do fundraising for things around the community. We've been lucky enough in the last few years to buy Lucas heart compression machines for the emergency vehicles, and so now our duty is complete on that. We've succeeded in doing that. So now we'll turn our attention to some other community things, more than likely to do with literacy. And this show mainly will be for scholarships for students of the arts.
Very cool, which makes sense with the involvement with the high school
Exactly.
kids too.
Uh-huh.
So very cool. So we've got about a minute left. Maybe you can just recap the event once more for us.
Okay, we'll be at the Hilton Garden Inn, and it's always a beautiful spring-like setting at the Hilton, all decorated. And this year we have Landscape Solutions helping us with that. And one of our other big sponsors is WNAM, so we want to thank those 2 sponsors. We've got a lot of businesses and area individuals who are also helping us with this. If you've come to see us the last 10 years, come on back, because we've got a lot of surprises, and the artwork is always different and unique. And if you're new to us, we think you'll be amazed.
Oh, yes. Well, congratulations on the anniversary. And we can find more information on the website and Facebook page as well, correct?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Cheryl, that just about does it for time. So I'd like to thank you for popping in today and letting us know about the show. And we look forward to checking it out.
Thank you very
All
much.
right, thanks. Coming up next, we'll meet our 3rd Friends of OCM student athlete finalist for the Friends of OCM Scholarship. We'll be right back.
It's not a charity, it's more than a charity. It's about helping people we live with. It's about being the type of person that the 6-year-old version of ourselves wanted us to be. It's about community and looking out for one another. It's about money, yes, but it's so much more than money. It's about friendship and common values. It's about opening doors when others are slammed shut. It's about giving kids a place to be kids and growing up knowing they live in a community that cares about them. It's about making sure that everyone gets to see the dentist, because we want to make sure that they have every last tooth in those smiles. Ultimately, that's it. It's about the smiles, old smiles and new smiles. It's about us, all of us, our community living united, because great things happen when we live united. Will you join us?
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Thanks again for joining us. Now we are joined by our 3rd student athlete finalist for the Student Athlete of the Year Scholarship competition put on by the Friends of OCM. So I'd like to introduce Laura Benish and her coach, volleyball coach Luke Harrigus. So first of all, welcome to both of you.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Yes, of course. So you're the third finalist for the Friends of OCM Student Athlete of the Year Scholarship. And just to give our viewers a little bit of background, we do the scholarship every year. We got 6 finalists, and two lucky winners will be going home with a $1,000 scholarship. So we're here to kind of get to know you a little bit better, Laura. And first of all, congratulations on being one of our 6 finalists. So it's a tough competition. There's amazing kids here in Oshkosh, so we're very happy to have you on the show today. Maybe you can start out by telling us just a little bit about yourself. You're a volleyball player. Is that your main sport?
Yeah, I've played soccer since I was about 5, but throughout high school I decided to focus on volleyball because it's just one of my passions, I would say.
Focusing on volleyball. So how long have you been playing volleyball?
Since 7th grade.
7th grade, all right. And Coach, you've known Laura since about that time.
I have. Actually, the very first team that I got to be a head coach of was her 8th grade club team.
Very cool.
So I've gotten to see her go all the way from 8th grade to senior year.
Oh, so you're seeing your final team graduate this year.
Yeah.
Oh, what a sad year. Well, very exciting though. And Laura, you said in your essay that throughout high school, you've really transformed as a person. Tell us a little bit about that.
I would say as a freshman, I was a very quiet kid, And even though I might not be as outspoken now, I think I've developed into try to be a leader and just try to be more outgoing and talkative.
Yes, and you had said that it really is a lot due to all the activities you're in. You're around a lot of people, you're making all kinds of friends and everything, and that's just the perfect situation to kind of open up and blossom a little bit. Luke, you've been coaching Laura for a very long time. How have you seen her evolve since the very beginning?
Yeah, it's a pleasure coaching her. She, like she alluded to, she was a little bit quieter at first, but has really grown into herself and being a leader on the court, and not only verbally, but just by her character and by leading by example.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you are a very, very busy girl. Volleyball is not the only thing that you're involved in. Let's talk about some of the other stuff that you do outside of your sports. You had said that you had started a really cool project, a dress closet at your high school.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
As part of my Girl Scout Gold Award, I started the Oshkosh North Prom Dress Closet my freshman year. And this year, or as of now, we've given out over 150 dresses. So basically, girls in the Oshkosh area can just come to North and receive a free dress to wear to homecoming or prom.
That's amazing. And I think it said that you started that when you were a sophomore in high school, which is amazing.
Well, planning freshman, it's actually opened my sophomore year.
Oh, okay. Well, even more impressive then. And so that's kind of just something, if a girl can't afford a prom dress or a homecoming or whatever, they can come and take a dress from that closet, a donated dress from another student, which is very cool.
Thank you.
You also volunteer at Mercy Medical Center. What's your role there?
I work at the information desk. So when people walk in, I help them where to find their patient in the hospital, or I deliver food trays, IV poles, just basically whatever they need me to do, I do.
Wow. Wow. And not only that, you also volunteer at the Humane Society, one of my favorite places in Oshkosh. And that's kind of a fun job. What kind of things do you do there?
That was more last summer. I basically just played with cats. Spent the summer playing with cats. It was very
really
fun.
rough life, huh? Wonderful. And so you're involved in so many things. I know you're involved in choir, you're involved with Girl Scouts, and did I see on your application you also have a job too. So how do you make that all work? How do you balance all that and are able to excel in each one of those things?
I think just sports has taught you that time management is the most important thing. Just knowing that you should try to get your schoolwork done before you do the fun things, and I think that will help me in college and be more prepared for the future.
Oh yeah, definitely. And Coach, I'm sure that you can vouch for that, seeing her balance and
absolutely.
Everything.
Yeah, you try and teach the kids they have to have a life balance with schoolwork, home life, family, everything like that, and she does a tremendous job.
Definitely. Laura, I got to ask you, when you're not volunteering or playing volleyball or at school, what kind of things do you like to do for fun?
I don't know, what every typical teenage girl does.
Just hang out,
yeah.
Snapchat, Facebook, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So you have been a student athlete your entire high school career. Do you have any plans yet for after high school?
I will be attending University of Wisconsin-Madison and majoring in marketing and maybe journalism. And I'm not probably going to play volleyball D1, obviously, but I will be playing intramurals, probably volleyball and soccer.
Which is awesome. More time for school stuff and everything too. So, well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Any words of advice, Coach, for Laura moving forward?
Keep doing what got you here. You know, you're a great person. You've grown tremendously.
Simple as that, huh?
Yeah.
Well, Laura, I do have a certificate for you for being one of our 6 finalists from the Friends of OCM. I'd like to congratulate you. You're a standout student here in Oshkosh, and you deserve that recognition. So thank you so much for being one of our finalists.
Thank you for having me today.
Definitely. All right, well, I guess that wraps up all of my questions for you guys, and we're looking forward to hearing many great things from you in the future, Laura. So thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you.
And thank you, Coach, as well.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to hear all about the fun event supporting a great cause, Dancing for Little Stars. We'll be right back on Oshkosh Today.
Want to know what it would be like to be a dinosaur? Be the Dinosaur is a groundbreaking fusion of state-of-the-art video game technology and traditional exhibits, featuring full-size dinosaur bones, a paleontology field station, a safari jeep, and more. Visitors of all ages can enter into the largest and most complex restoration of an extinct ecosystem ever created. Be the Dinosaur will be put on by the Oshkosh Public Museum from February 1st through May 16, 2016. For more information, check out oshkoshmuseum.org.
It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Respect is at the heart of civility, and it's a two-way street. If you want to get respect, you've got to show respect. So be the first to show it. Honor other people and their opinions, especially in the midst of a disagreement. Speak your piece and show respect. The Oshkosh Civility Project is a community-based effort. More information at oshkoshcivilityproject.org.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Thanks again for joining us. Now we're joined by 2 of our friends for the Dancing for Little Stars event coming up here in Oshkosh, and we've got a lot of exciting things to talk about. So I'd like to introduce Elizabeth Last and Patricia Heeg here to tell us all about it. So welcome, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, thanks for coming. And this is, I just found out today that this is one of the final Dancing for Little Stars events. Not the final event for this cause, but this dancing event is the last one, so you can't miss it.
Right, absolutely cannot miss it.
No.
It's going to be a great show.
So start out by telling us, when is the event and where is it?
It is Friday, April 8th, 6:30 p.m. at the Oshkosh Convention Center.
All right. Give us a little bit of an overview. What, for those of us who might not know, what is this event all about?
It is a friendly dance competition where local stars compete for titles like Best Costume, Best Routine, but their real sole purpose is to be the best fundraiser for Parent Connection.
All right. So it's kind of like Dancing for the Stars, or Dancing with the Stars. Really fun. I like how you air quoted the friendly competition, because it gets pretty competitive, pretty heated, but all for a great cause. What is behind this event? What's the whole point behind the Dancing for Little Stars?
It's all to raise money for Parent Connection, and I think Liz can answer a little bit more about what Parent Connection is.
I'm the Family Wellness Coordinator at Parent Connection, and the services that we offer include home visitation services for first-time parents, and we also offer parenting workshops, really fun community events for anybody in Oshkosh or surrounding areas to attend, and we also offer supervised visitation services. So a lot of really great outreach for parents that might need some support.
Excellent. What a great organization. And so this event is all supporting Parent Connection. Give us a little bit of an idea of what we can experience by going to this event. What does the night consist of?
Sum it up very shortly: good food, great auction items to bid on, and fantastic entertainment. The teams put a lot of effort and energy into their costumes, into their hair and makeup, and they get points for how excited the crowd gets or how much they interact with the crowd. So they really put a lot of effort and energy into making sure that you're going to have a good time as an audience member.
Awesome. And every time I hear auction items, I always have to ask, any previews that we can hear about
There's
yet?
one that we're all kind of eyeing up so far. It is this gorgeous burnt orange Coach purse collection. It's a 4-piece collection and it's fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
We even have some round trip Cancun airfare tickets that are going to be up for a raffle item. So lots of fun things coming.
We're trying to focus on some experiences that people can bid on versus stuff.
Yes.
So a lot of really fun things to do if you're bidding on those and you're the winner for those auction
Hey, I
items.
can't complain about a trip to Cancun. I'm planning a honeymoon. Maybe I got to get out there soon.
You better come down.
Yeah.
So how does the competition work? Maybe you can tell us how that, I mean, so is it just each person gets up and dances and it's kind of a judge decides the winner?
Yep, so we have a judging panel and they have kind of a list of criteria of what they're looking for, things like costume, things like audience engagement, and each team has a set amount of time to perform a routine, and the one with the highest score wins.
Very fun. And we're getting a little bit of a preview of past events, and it just looks like so much fun. So where can we go to learn more? How can we get tickets or find out more information?
You can visit the Family Services website, which is familyservicesnew.org. I think we can probably put that up as well. The event has its own Facebook page as well, so you can purchase tickets right from the Family Services page or from the Dancing for Little Stars Facebook page. You can also vote for your favorite team right from those pages, even ahead of time. Voting is open now, and the teams, every dollar that you donate is a vote for them, and the team with the highest number of votes wins.
Very cool. And cost of tickets?
They are $50 for a ticket. There are some ways if you would like to purchase a table or sponsor the event, there's some tickets that can be thrown in with those as well.
Wonderful. And that includes dinner and all the entertainment and fun for the whole night.
Yes.
Wonderful. And this, as I said earlier, this is the last Dancing for Little Stars event. Why is that? And is there something in the works for the future?
This is our 20th Blue Ribbon event, and Blue Ribbon is in reference to the child abuse prevention, which is April. And so this is the 9th year that it has had the Dancing for Little Stars theme. It's been a fantastic event for us, but we just want to bring something new and exciting to Oshkosh.
Switch it up a little bit.
Yep. So we want to go out with a bang, make this the biggest, best year ever. And then we've got a lot of conversations that are going to be coming up in the near future about what really that next event is going to be.
That's awesome. I love it. So you can't miss out on the final one, and I'm already excited to hear what your next idea is.
We'll come back when we know what the next idea is.
Yes, for sure. We got a couple minutes left, so maybe we can talk a little bit more about Parent Connection.
Sure.
How long has Parent Connection been in the area?
That's a good question. I've been with Parent Connection since last summer.
Okay.
I know that Family Services as a whole is one of the oldest organizations that
1899.
offers human services programs in Wisconsin. As far as Parent Connection itself, I'm not sure the exact number of years that it's been in the Oshkosh area.
But it's been a while.
It's been around for a very long time.
Well, this is our 20th Blue Ribbon, so we've got at least 20 years.
At least 20 years. Wow.
But the way Parent Connection works, we try to do a lot of outreach in area hospitals, so we do send some of our staff into Mercy Medical Center and Aurora to meet with first-time parents, and we try to see everyone before they take their first baby home and answer any questions that they have about parenting and just transitioning into parenthood. And any first-time parent is eligible to receive our home visitation services. And any parent in general of a child 0 to 18 is welcome to come to any of our parenting classes.
Oh, awesome.
And we have some family fun events too that we offer. We actually have an event coming up tomorrow at the Boys and Girls Club for any dads and children to come, just come play with us. And we also have an autumn event that comes up every September that we usually have at South Park for the community to just come on in and hang out with us and play.
You guys have stuff going on all times of the year. And we can find that on your website. I'm sure you've got a calendar.
We do have a Parent Connection Facebook page in addition to the Family Services page and the Dancing for Little Stars page. So to find Parent Connection, it would just be Parent Connection WI on Facebook.
Wonderful. Well, great background. Before we close out the segment, maybe we can just recap once more the date, time, location of the Dancing for Little Stars.
Coming up soon, Friday, April 8th, 6:30 p.m. at the Oshkosh Convention Center.
Wonderful. Well, Elizabeth and Patricia, thank you both so much for coming in today. It's great to have you in, and good luck in the final planning stages of your event.
Thanks.
Thanks. Easter is quickly approaching, which means the Easter Bunny is going to begin hiding some eggs, so you're going to want to get your baskets ready. We're going to hear all about a really cool egg hunt for the whole community right after this.
How do you make a car run?
Put your hands on the steering wheel, push the pedal, and...
Why do dogs bark?
I think he just wants to have fun. Dogs don't like thunder.
How can we address common health problems in Wisconsin?
What? I don't know.
When you don't know the answers, it's not a good idea to guess. The Survey of the Health of Wisconsin gathers information needed to make informed decisions on how to improve the lives of those in our state. Learn more today.
Thinking about dealing drugs in our county? Think again.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Thanks again for joining us. Now we are joined by Jennifer Thompson from the Waterford at Oshkosh, here to tell us all about a really fun Easter egg hunt that they have coming up. So Jennifer, first of all, welcome and thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, and we're here to talk about one of my favorite things of the Easter holiday is an egg hunt that you've got coming up at the Waterford at Oshkosh. So first off, tell us, when is the big day?
Big day is Saturday, March 26th. I'm used to Easter being in April,
right,
so Saturday,
exactly.
March 26th.
Okay, and who is the event open to? This is pretty much a community-wide event.
Sure, it is a community-wide event. We're at the Waterford of Oshkosh. We're looking for ways to open up our gates and to be part of the community, so we're planning as many events as we can to invite the community to.
Yes, is there any cost associated with the egg hunt?
It's a free event.
All right. Awesome. So anyone can go, free event. What kind of hunt is this? I know there's a lot of different kind of egg hunts out there. Is this the type with the little plastic eggs with the treats inside? And, is there some kind of a limit or anything for people?
Sure. It is plastic eggs, and there
Yay.
is lots of different treats inside. So we have candy, we have different sponsors that have donated free coupons to different services in town, so it'll be exciting.
A lot of wide variety of fun things. And you've got some pretty good hiders, I'm thinking, that people are going to have a hard time finding some of those eggs?
Yes. Our residents are planning on helping us. So
good.
residents are between the ages of 50 and 90, so it'll be fun.
That's awesome. And so this will be over the whole Waterford property?
Campus, yes.
Very
so
cool.
all 3 of our buildings will be open, and people can come to any of the buildings. We'll start with coloring contest in the beginning before the hunt starts.
Awesome. Yes, that was what I was going to ask you. We've got some more activities outside of just the egg hunt. Tell us about that.
Yes. So they can come for a coloring contest, but then we also are going to have an Easter bunny that's going to have pictures. So the bunny's going to arrive. So we'll have a photo booth that people can bring their camera and take pictures with the Easter bunny before or after the event.
Awesome. So what does it take to put on an event like this? I know you said your residents are very involved, but what's the process?
Sure. It's a lot, being able to go out into the community and have other people help and to sponsor. So we have lots of area sponsors that have donated different things, eggs, candy, we have coupons, just all kinds of different things. Each age group is going to have a special egg with the Easter basket. So
very fun.
That they could
so lots of sponsors. Anyone in particular that you want to throw out there?
Sure. Okay. Culver's, Hardee's, Heartland, Home Health and Hospice, and lots of others.
And lots more, yes. And that's the cool thing about Oshkosh is when it's a community event, everybody gets involved, and I think that's just so cool. So let's see. Oh, we wanted to ask you about parking, because parking tends to be an interesting situation with the gate and everything. So tell us about that.
Our gates will be open, so people can utilize the parking lots in front of our buildings, but then also the side streets. And then our generous friends at Expert Tire next door always open their parking lot, so people can park there.
Wonderful. Let's see, where can we find more information if we're looking to just get more dates and information?
Sure. You can go to our website, waterfordoshkosh.com, and it's under community events.
Wonderful. So this is, once more, it's a family event open to everyone. And is there any age limit or anything on the egg hunt, or is it kind of like use your discretion type of thing?
Use your discretion. Most people, we say about 12 is kind of the cutoff, but.
Great. Well, very cool. A little bit of background on the Waterford for those of us who don't know what it is.
Sure. The Waterford is an assisted living here in Oshkosh that we provide services.
Yes. And so if you want more information on that, you can also go to the website. And maybe just once more, Jennifer, if you want to recap the date, time, location.
Sure. It's Saturday, March 26th, and the hunt starts promptly at 1 o'clock. People can join us before or after the event.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, that just about does it then. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us today, and I guess we'll see you out at the egg hunt.
Yes, thank you.
Coming up next, our final guest is here to give us a preview of the 14th annual Antique Appraisal Show here in Oshkosh. We'll be right back right after this short break.
Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow. When we see a roundabout, take it slow. Then we pick the correct lane and take it slow. When we see a car approach, we yield to the left. When we're in that roundabout, we don't pass anybody yet. Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow.
Visit WisconsinRoundabouts.com for more info from the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
If you have expired or unused medication, don't flush it, pour it down the drain, or toss it in the trash. Safely dispose of unwanted or expired medications at the drug drop box located inside the Oshkosh Police Department. It's convenient and anonymous, safe and secure, and it's open to everyone 24/7. Drop off your prescriptions, over-the-counter drugs, pet meds, and more. Keep drugs out of the reach of children and out of our water supply. Dispose of unwanted or expired medications at the drug drop box. For more information, visit the Oshkosh Police Department website at oshkoshpd.com.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Thanks again for joining us. We're joined by our friend Larry Spanbauer here from the Oshkosh Memorabilia Club, here to tell us all about the annual Antique Appraisal Show. So Larry, without further ado, thank you very much for joining us today.
Seem to make it back here every year, so
yes.
It's a great thing to do before the venue of the show, and we always have a great time doing it. And I know the comments on the show, people seeing it, are always glad to have this segment on, and I've had calls already saying, geez, I haven't seen you on public television yet.
Well,
when's the show
are.
coming?
Yep.
So here we are. They'll
yes.
put their mind at rest, and we are having a show.
Perfect. So first of all, tell us when the show is.
The show is Saturday, April 2nd, so it's the Saturday after Easter this year. From 9 until 1:30 at the Senior Center again, Senior Center Annex, from 9 o'clock until 1:30. Okay. And we should again have 29 tables full of Oshkosh and Winnebago County memorabilia. So we'll have
Very
a
cool.
full gamut of things that were produced here in Oshkosh.
And I got to ask you first of all about all the goodies that you brought in here today so we don't run out of time, because you've got some good stuff, a little bit of a preview for this show. Maybe you can start out with that really cool newspaper that you have there with all the pictures. What is that?
Someone had dropped this off at my home and thought it should be shown at the show, and it's a reprint. It was reprinted in the Shopogram in 1978, but it originally was put out in 1936, and it's who will be Oshkosh's first white bass queen. Everybody in Oshkosh knows that the white bass run from Lake Winnebago upriver and every spring. So coming out of the Depression, obviously they decided, the merchants in Oshkosh decided to have a contest for the white bass queen. And if you bought 25 cents worth of merchandise at one of the participating merchants, you had one vote. If you spent $100, you could multiply that.
Oh my gosh.
So I would
awesome.
suspect some of that happened. And like I say, the ladies all look to be somewhere around 18 to 20 years old, which would make them 98 to 100 years old now. So it has to be someone's grandparent.
We got to track them down somehow.
Right. So
Very
come to the
cool.
show and take a look at the sheet, and maybe one of your relatives on there. There's 28 of them on there, so it's I'm sure they were all native Oshkosh at that time, so it was just a neat thing to pass on and to capture.
What a cool piece. And lots of cool things like that, newspapers, but also it's not just those kind of things. There's a lot of physical dishes, and I see we've got a milk bottle here.
We always had milk bottles, and it's unfortunate that this year one of our main participants, Jim Stutz, usually had 4, 5, 6 tables of Oshkosh dairy items, and he passed away last fall. So not only his collection, but the knowledge that he had, and he would help people that, we were a throwaway society in the 60s and the 70s. Nobody wanted this stuff. They grew up with it. It's been sitting around the houses all the time, sitting around Mom's house and Grandma's house, and it just got thrown out. And around the 1990s to year 2000, people started getting interest again in capturing their family heritage. And so Jim was very instrumental in finding milk bottles for some of these families and getting them back into the families. And that was really nice. And
very cool.
So we're going to miss that segment of the show this year. But bring your milk bottles in. There's some of us that can help. My father-in-law ran Guernsey Dairy, so I have a little knowledge too, and Jim and I worked together for the last 15 years on collecting dairy items.
Oh my gosh, so you know your stuff.
We do have some knowledge, and the picture showing right now is his display.
Okay, and yeah, so there's a lot of things that you can see. You mentioned that it is also an appraisal show, so if you have things that you want to bring in, you can bring them in.
If they're Oshkosh or Winnebago County, we can try and help you out with that. We have a pretty good knowledge of members of our club that cover the beer industry and the tavern industry and the milk industry. And last year I put together a book on the Oshkosh cigar industry. And I'll have a display there again on cigar boxes, probably 75 cigar boxes from Oshkosh.
That is so cool.
And so that's one of the unknown parts of Oshkosh history. Oshkosh banks and the banking industry, canceled checks from the early banks, the German American Bank and the Old Commercial National Bank, the Kellogg Bank. Those things we have, actual banks.
A lot of bank stuff. We got to actually hear you today. You brought a photo of the old bank as well as this cool plate, which is hard to see, but a really cool. Is this a German plate?
They're a German plate. They came out with a lot of those things around the turn of the century, 1900, 1910. This one happens to be of the old post office, which was towards Main Street from the Oshkosh Public Museum Library. And it was torn down when the First National Bank building was built, or where the Savings and Loan is. But we have a gentleman that collects all those things. There's a lot of them that show up from the library, from different buildings in town, the Atherton Hotel and some of the monuments. So it's another piece of interesting history.
And it's a good chance to get some good Oshkosh history. I know a lot of people are very interested in history in general, but it's very rare that you're able to get a piece of such local stuff. And I think that's a great opportunity at this antique appraisal show.
And we as collectors, we always learn something.
Mm-hmm.
That someone comes in and gives us a piece of knowledge and that we weren't aware of before, and we share things. And some of the things in our displays, it happens just about every year. Someone will say, oh, my family was connected with that, and then they walk out with the pieces.
Oh, how cool.
So we just donate them back to the families.
Yes. Before we close out the segment, if you want to recap once more for us the date, time, and location of the show this year.
So this is our 14th annual Antique Appraisal Show, and it'll be at the Oshkosh Senior Center Annex on April 2nd from 9 until 1:30. And admission is free, so just if you have some things to bring in and you wonder what the price is, bring them in for us. Otherwise, we will just come in and look around and see what we have to offer.
Wonderful. Well, Larry, as always, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, and thanks for coming in, and we'll see you out at the Antique Show.
We'll be there.
Now we're going to take a few minutes to focus on health with our friends at Aurora and our friend Ted Stefaniak. Today we're going to focus on 3D heart mapping. Let's take a look.
This Focus on Health segment is brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
Hello and welcome to Focus on Health. I'm Ted Stefaniak, and let me welcome you back to Aurora Medical Center in Oshkosh. Now today we're going to be heading over to the Cardiology Services Department, where we're going to sit down with electrophysiologist Dr. Mortada. You may remember him. Kind of an electrician for the heart. Now today he's going to be talking about a cutting-edge piece of technology that's not only helping to detect but also treat people that deal with heart palpitations. Well, thank you for joining us. I know you're a very busy man. You've got a lot of things going on, especially with this 3D mapping system. It's a very exciting time here at the medical center, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Actually, we were waiting for this for the last 5 years, and finally we have it here now. We're so excited about it.
Yeah. So what's the advantage of a 3D mapping system?
So basically, when we have a patient has palpitations, they come to see us, and we found there's some rhythm problem. The heart is a three-dimension structure, and it's sometimes very difficult to locate the location of this rhythm problem. So 3D mapping will be very helpful to kind of precisely know exactly their location. Yeah. And that technology has been in the market for a few years. We've used it in Milwaukee, and in this area, it's kind of new to have right now. This is going to be our first procedure. The advantage of that mapping system will make the duration of the procedure very short, and will make it more easy for us to locate the arrhythmia.
And you mentioned it is a very relatively quick procedure. You gave us special access into this procedure. We want to take a quick look at a little bit of this 3D mapping system procedure.
This is the catheter, which we're going to use for the mapping. It has a sensor at the tip where the map system will be able to detect where is this catheter in the 3 dimension. So using the X-ray machine, we'll be able to kind of direct our catheter into the heart. As soon as we reach to the heart, we'll be able to locate that catheter on the 3D mapping. So when I'm moving my catheter, that we can create a shell that can see on the 3D mapping how the catheter is moving. The software is sensing my catheter and creating a shell where all the edges of the right atrium, I'm in the right atrium right now. So I move the catheter against all the walls of the atrium and creating line or collecting points in the 3 dimension.
It was amazing. Thank you for taking us into the procedure room. We just saw a very small clip of that. How long does a typical procedure last?
So if I don't use the mapping system, it might take me between 2 to 3 hours to finish the procedure.
Without the mapping
Without
system.
the mapping system. If I use the mapping system, I might eliminate at least an hour of the procedure, because that helps me to locate the electricity where its location, and helps me not only that when I'm doing the ablation, which is cauterizing the tissue, which creating the rhythm problem, the mapping system will take some points for me, will locate exactly where I ablate.
Because sometimes you do the ablation, and then you move your catheter in different location of the heart, and then you forgot, okay, did I ablate in this location or not? And then that will take you a little bit more time to map more without the mapping system by looking at the electricity only of the heart. So now with the mapping system, you don't only look at the electricity, but also you can look at the 3-dimension of the heart. And also you can take points where I did the ablation. So that will be very helpful for me to expedite the procedure to have it more successful. And actually there are some studies showed for a specific rhythm like atrial flutter. If you do the mapping system, you improve the success rate, not only the duration of the procedure, but the success rate of the procedure increased from 80 to 95%. So you increase the success rate significantly. And if you're a patient, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to have a success rate of 80 or 95% with the mapping system? Of course.
Yeah.
The answer
Anytime
is,
I can increase my odds, that's a good thing.
Why to come back twice?
And I would imagine one of the other advantages is the convenience. Now, the way I understand it, you can also diagnose and treat in many times at the same
Exactly.
time?
It's the same setting. You do the electrical evaluation, you do the mapping, find where it is. The mapping system is not only a diagnostic kind of help me to diagnose, but also help me to, as I mentioned, the treatment. When I do the ablation, the annotation of the location of the ablation point will be collected on that mapping system, and I will see exactly where is the location. That will be helpful. And after the mapping system, sometimes we do testing. So I pace from one location, and I map the electricity where it's going through. So if I did ablation, linear ablation in one location, and you pace on one other and one side, you get to see the electricity travels this direction, and then it stops, and then goes around that linear lesion around that line. Then with the mapping system, you can tell that is happening. If I didn't have a mapping system, I will not know. I can pace and I can measure some areas, but it's not really great for me to be 100% that this area is completely destroyed and this area is completely ablated.
It's incredible technology that you're able to use. Are there any disadvantages to using this system?
The only disadvantage I see with this is a little bit expensive, and that's the reason why we're kind of working out to get. We've been working on this for the last 5 years to get this system here. Some more disadvantage to the patient, less disadvantage for the hospital, but disadvantage to the patient is basically is a little bit more expense for the procedure as well. And I will say, if I'm a patient, I'd like to have my success rate the highest with the least duration of the procedure, and I will pay the extra money for that. Mm-hmm. And it's not significantly high, but it's a little bit more expensive. That's the only disadvantage I will see, because really it doesn't affect the patient. It's patches from outside, basically the expense of the patches. That's about it.
Is there much to a recovery time from this procedure?
Because of if you think about it, if your duration of the procedure is shorter, you recover faster. But I will say the bed rest time after the procedure is maybe almost the same. The ablation will be less, so your pain will be less later on. Mm-hmm. So definitely there will be more advantage from that standpoint.
Increase your odds, less pain. I think
not?
you're onto something here.
Exactly.
Thanks for taking some time with us today.
Thanks a lot.
As you can see, this is an amazing piece of technology, and when it comes to the Fox Valley, you can only find it in Oshkosh at Aurora Medical Center. Now, if you have any questions about what Dr. Mortado was talking about or any of our topics, you can always give us a call at 303-8700. I'm Ted Stefaniak, and we'll see you next time on Focus on Health.
This Focus on Health segment has been brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
Thanks, Ted. And that looks like it's going to do it for this episode of Oshkosh Today. So thank you all at home for viewing. Make sure you tune into CATV2 for all of your community programming. Search for Oshkosh Community Media Services on Facebook or on YouTube for exciting news and updates, as well as videos of your favorite programs. Make sure you follow City of Oshkosh on Twitter to receive down-to-the-minute updates about what's going on in your city. You can also listen to Oshkosh Today and other programs on the radio at 101.9 WOCT, which is also streaming online and on the TuneIn radio app for mobile devices. For more information about OCMS programming schedules and video on demand, you can visit our website at oshkoshcommunitymedia.org. And if you'd like to be a guest on Oshkosh Today, you can email me at emakowski@ci.oshkosh.wi.us. As always, thanks so much for watching Oshkosh Today, and we'll see you next time.
Oshkosh Today was supported in part by the Friends of OCM. And Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard. Oshkosh Today.